On for C7 pre-facelift S6, which is a 4.0T, is there any other weak point on the 4.0T besides the oil screen failing? Well, the oil screen, I think, is the number one issue with the 4.0T that I've heard about. Now,
Yeah.
I won't claim to be a 4.0T expert. I mean, I certainly know more about it than the average person, but the oil screen we see that in our service department, and so what happens is there's an oil.
It's like a turbo pre-filter, basically.
Yeah, there's a oil for the turbo comes up through the block into this little housing, and the housing has oil feed lines that go to the turbos. And Audi decided to stick a screen in there to help catch any debris from the block.
To save the turbos, yeah.
Yeah, right. But what happens is the screens get clogged, and literally it stars the turbos from oil, which results in a pretty immediate turbo failure, and the bearing section of the turbo seizes and typically fails catastrophically, and sometimes the turbine wheel ends up down the exhaust and the compressor wheel's bouncing around in the compressor housing. So we've looked into remedying that issue with a product. It's in our list of product ideas. But I'll give a plug to JHM. I do know that they released a solution to this, which eliminates the screen, installs a serviceable filter. So there's a little housing that you can take apart. You can clean out the filter and put it back, and that's a good solution. That's frankly, the factory should have never stuck that screen in there. I don't know why they don't do that on any other application. The 27T never had one.
Yeah, you can, if you want to, if you're curious, you can search the internets for it, and there's a lot of pictures of guys holding up the screen to a light, and it's just, you can see like a pinhole through it that's left.
But as far as other issues, I don't,
I mean, there's weak points once you start modding that everybody needs to look into, as far as keeping your intake temps cool, airflow restrictions and that kind of thing. But as far as Achilles heels,
they're pretty good cars.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. They're solid cars. I can't think of anything.
Not something that's like everybody has to deal with aside from those screens.
Yeah.